everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Judy and I call myself the Running So-and-So. And I'd like to say welcome aboard to any new subscribers. I've had quite a few in the past week, so hi everybody, welcome along to my crazy world of sewing and just living life to the best that I can, especially during these lockdown periods. Now, I'm going to start by telling you what I'm wearing, and you can always tell it's Saturday morning and I'm in comfy clothes. So this is something I made years and years ago. Look, it's got ruffles on the sleeves here. It is just an ordinary sweatshirt which I've accentuated with contrasting ribbing around the top and around the cuffing and on the bottom. I'm not going to show you the bottom there, but I love the ruffles on the sleeves, and it is the Kyoto top by Paper Cut Patterns. It's one of the very first jersey tops that I made. Description box below. It's one of my oldest tops, and as anybody that's watched me for a while will know, that the comfy tops go on when I have got jobs to do. So behind me on the sewing table this morning, I have got things to finish for my February makes. I mean, here we go. It's the 27th of February and February finishes tomorrow, and I think I gave myself far too much to do. So today's video is going to be a little bit of showing you how I've managed to get through February. So there's a bit of the wedding dress, there's a bit of the Breton tops making, and as you can see behind, the other thing I have to finish in February is the quilt. Now the binding is on, it just now needs folding back on itself, ironing, flipping over, ironing, and then sewing down, and it's done. And as soon as I come inside from the garden, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Also today I have got a new television coming, which is, I know it's totally boring, but there you go. How exciting is it to get a new television? I mean, televisions are one of those things, it's lovely to have a new one, but we only ever buy them when we really need them. Well, mine died. It died on Tuesday evening, and that was it. Now, and then I'm going to put together the vlog, and I don't know how it's going to look, so I'm going to use lots of sort of titles and things, because I've got loads of footage, and I'm rather hoping I've got a vlog I can put together. Just going to put the sleeves in the Roxy top. Now, I've done my best to pattern match. I think it's come out quite well, but what I did was, when I cut them out, I did pattern match them to the top, so the bodice pieces and the shoulder pieces were all pattern matched. So this is the bodice piece. Is the bodice piece? Yep, that's the bodice piece, and this is the sleeve. And at this bit underneath the shoulders, they absolutely match perfectly. So, and I have tacked because I just don't want to risk it going wrong. Yeah, here she is. I wonder if I can move the light over a little bit. A little bit of light on you, little Elna. Here she is. She needs a new bobbin today, because she managed to... Oh, she's still got thread in it, but she's managed to run out of thread in the bottom. There she goes. Actually, there's not enough in there to do what I want to do, so let's just use this blue one. I keep finding Elna bobbins around the house. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my my gathering. I can find the foot pedal, there it is. I'll put it backwards. There we go. That's about as fast as it goes. And I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but it was on this lovely little machine that I made my wedding dress. And it is sewing so beautifully. So beautifully, and I can remember my parents paid £199 for it, and that was deemed a lot of money in those. So here we go. I thought you'd like to see these bits being done in real time. So what I'll do when I've done this is I'm going to go through into the living room, and I'm just going to do a bit of pinning and tacking. I think this top, I really want it to work, and I don't want to rush through. I want to take my time to make certain I've got everything done properly, and sewing time is quite precious. Back out for another walk with my friend Jean this afternoon, and I'll just pop in above here a couple of snaps of Poppy in the snowdrop. She looked so adorable. Some of you might have seen them on Instagram. Now I have, in order to ensure I've got my stripes matched the best as I possibly can, I have tacked Here you go. I am, as I've said before, I'm a tacker, a little old-fashioned sewer, and underneath the arms I've done my best to ensure that I've got the best possible match. I hope you can actually see that. I was trying to show Rachel earlier, but it's the same matching. So I'm going to tilt you down and let's see if we can get on. All right, now we're back to put the bottom band on. I've tacked everything for this particular garment because I'm so determined to try and match the stripes as best I can. I've got you looking down. Right, here goes. This should work. She says hopefully. Here goes. You find that if I get a little, sometimes get a little catch of thread in here. I don't quite know what to do to stop that. As I'm going, that's better. It usually happens when I go over something. There we go. That'll be all right. So I've got a line I'm following, which I know where to sort of line it up with the sewing machine, the overlocker. So I'm desperate just to make certain it's worked, and it has. That's the effect I wanted to get. So I've actually got the stripes. Here's the seam, and I've got the stripes to match. I spent ages putting pins through to make certain that it matches through. But I just love this pattern, and I love the fabric. I just wanted to get it as perfect as possible. I've also got in the living room the fabric ready to make Barbie top. And again, I've had a little play with the pattern. And I've altered the sleeve to give it some fullness, just to create a different effect. I like these balloon sleeves. This is just about right for tonight because I'm not going to do any more filming. But I'm really pleased. Oops. Here we go, as we go through the going round where the board is. It's really good. So I'm going to fold it up now and pin it in place, and then I'm going to do a line of cover stitching, and it'll have to be navy blue here. And we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It's now Thursday. I've had a really interesting half-term week so far. Don't know if I've mentioned it, but Hannah got her COVID jab. Celiacs have a spleen issue, so she got pulled to the top of the list. I have carried on making my Roxy top. I've been very fussy about it because I'm doing it for my makes. I don't want to rush it. I want everything to line up. I'm one of these people that if I'm going to say I'll do something, it's got to be as perfect as I can make it be. But I have got some more Breton fabric to make the Barbie top as part of the Breton challenge. And I wanted to bring you up to show you the fabric. Now, it's come from Sew Over It and it's absolutely beautiful. I cannot remember what the composition was, but I'll pop it in here. I'll put a little thing across with what it is. But it's a little bit thinner, and I've washed it. And I've got to fold it to match the stripes up, and it is easier said than done. So I'm just going to turn you downwards so you can see what I'm doing. I've had a really interesting half-term week so far. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it again now, and if I have, I can cut it out. Hannah got a COVID test. Oh my gosh. Don't know if I've mentioned it, but Hannah got her COVID jab. Celiacs have a spleen issue, so she got pulled to the top of the list. I have carried on making my Roxy top. I've been very fussy about it because I'm doing it for my makes, I don't want to rush it. I want everything to line up. I'm one of these people that if I'm going to say I'll do something, it's got to be as perfect as I can make it be. That is just me. That is just me. I'm a bit of a slow plodder with the sewing. I've always been slow and steady. I'm not really a fast sewer. Many years ago when I was younger, my parents always used to say I rushed everything, and I didn't. I was actually really slow. I've just got slower. But I brought you upstairs because I'm going to do some work on the wedding dress this morning. I want to try and get that done today. The hem is all pulled up, ready to go. But I have got some more Breton fabric to make the Barbie top as part of the Breton challenge. And I wanted to bring you up to show you the fabric. Now, it's come from Sew Over It and it's absolutely beautiful. I cannot remember what the composition was, but I'll pop it in here. I'll put a little thing across with what it is. But it's a little bit thinner, and I've washed it. And I've got to fold it to match the stripes up, and it is easier said than done. So I'm just going to turn you downwards so you can see what I'm doing. Because I think when you're working and you're creating, when you're working with anything and you want it to look absolutely as perfect as you can, you should do that. I'm waffling there. When you're working with stripes, you really want them to match up. So you have to have the fabric folded crossways so that it actually all works. I'm looking at you on the side here because I've got the work down here next to me. So let me flip the camera down so that you can see what I can see. And it's really quite good because I can tip up the screen and I can see what you can see. So here, let's turn it around this way. Turn it around there. So the problem I have is that I can see, let's go down here a bit closer. Now, through the fabric, you can actually see it's quite transparent. So if I put these stripes at an off angle, you can see them at the off angle. And what I'm trying to do is to get them on the angle so that they lay on top of each other, like so. Edit that bit out. So that when I hold it up, I can see that they are lying. They're not lying here, look. They're still not lying flat here. And it's really important that when you are making a top with stripes, that you have these stripes matched up. Right, so here I am with the wedding dress. Now I have already started to hem it, and I'm actually doing it at the ironing board. Can you see there? There's the hem, and this is the hem that I'm cutting off. Sorry to put it here. Now, a lot of people say, how do you have the nerve? You just have to trust yourself. You have to trust your skill that you can do it. You can do it. Just treat it as another dress. It is another dress. Yes, it has special fabric, but what I'm going to do is it is going to take me a long time. It's going to eat into my sewing time this weekend. All being well, the wedding is going to be on the 27th of March, but I'd like to get this done so it's something that's out of the way. What I've done is I've measured it up and I've actually got my sharp edge. Let's pull it round. Here, I've got my sharp edge and I'm trimming back to that sharp edge. So I have my really sharp dressmaking. This is my second pair. I've got two pairs. These came from John Lewis, and both pairs regularly go to be sharpened at the place in York. I will get them sharpened one at a time as soon as lockdown's over and I can get into it. So what I'm doing is I'm trimming back to around 1 inch, so I've got a little bit of fold over. It's a very full circle skirt, so it needs a narrow hem. As I'm doing this, I want you to know that I am being very careful. Underneath the scissors, I'm putting my hand in here, and then the scissors are on top of my hand. So the only thing it's cutting are the two pieces of fabric, the lining and the top fabric. and I've got my scissors underneath there to protect the rest of the dress as I'm going through. And it is only a little bit I can do at once because the lining should fall into the hem. And I have got my iron at my feet and I can feel it's really quite nice and warm down there. So what you can see, what I've done here is I'm actually sewing it up at the ironing board. It's going to be easier for me. Sometimes it's not going to be quite as back-breaking because I'm not leaning down quite as far. My ironing board's a really good height for me working. It used to make David laugh that I did so much at the ironing board. In fact, not long before he died, he actually put me a new top on the ironing board. So what I'm doing then is I'm literally folding it over and I'm securing it with a pin. I couldn't see my pins. My pins are in a beautiful little bowl here. Can you see? And some of you've heard me talk about Carol. It's a Chinese bowl. Carol left it with me. She'd had it up at the school when she was there, and she'd had her jewellery bits in it and asked me if I wanted it. So I said, oh, do you know, Carol, I will, because it'll remind me of you. So it's really nice for pins. So I'm just going to fold it over. I've already got the hemline there. Keep that out of the way. Give it a little press. I've got the iron on the floor, so I've got more space. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm not very good at this tutorial bit. And now I can sew this bit with... There we go. Can you see what I'm doing here? That's better. So now it's just a really simple, very fine little blind stitch. I'm catching the lining and I'm doing quite a few stitches, but I'm really not bent over very far. It's protected up here on my ironing board, so I can come up and do a little bit of the dress. So I'm not doing it all in one go because this is a full circle skirt, the full length of a standard height lady of about 5.5 foot. Sorry, don't ask me what that is in meters, I haven't got a clue. And that is what I'm doing at the moment. The sun has just come out. Poppy and Maggie aren't going out for a walk today because they had lots of walks yesterday. But I will be going outside because I'm breaking up my time doing gardening. Because this is such fine handwork, it will affect your eyes. And as I've mentioned before, it does get my eyes after a while. But I think this is going to be the quickest way, an hour on and an hour off. And I will get this done quicker than I think I'm going to. I'm really pleased with the way it's gone together so far. So, hello there. So Sunday. I'm going to have a Sew Sunday today. I've decided. I'm suffering from lockdown hair. It's going very grey. And as you can see, it's definitely cozy day because I've got my old favourite Linden on. So behind me on the sewing table, you can see my little tiny Elder sewing machine there. My very first sewing machine. She is out doing some gathering and she's doing a really good job. And on the other side here, we've got the overlocker and the cover stitcher in the corner. Jersey. In fact, the top I'm wearing is made of viscose jersey. But it does love rolling itself up. Poppy, don't need that, but look at the snowdrops, absolutely stunning. And we'll just do a quick scan round. There's the original clump down here that I showed you back at New Year are just starting. Oh, they're still going all right. We've just got a couple down here that are starting to turn. Tiling together the next tops. I don't think I'm going to get the trousers done because of the length of time it's taken to do the wedding dress. And also I haven't been 100%, and I have an awful lot to thank Rachel for. I'm going to publicly say thank you. I have asthma, and my asthma is very controlled with various medication. I seem to take a shed load of the stuff. Anyhow, it's gone a little bit off the rails. What happens is I get a cold, think I've recovered from my cold, and then no sooner have I recovered from my cold than things start to go wrong. And she basically said, Judy, it's gone on for a little bit too long, you know. And Melanie was saying the same. So I have had a bit of a break, which has meant I've done quite a bit of sleeping, and finally spoke to the medics yesterday, and I've got some pills that are going to make me go like the clubbers for the next 5 days to see if it gets me better. So I'll just keep you. Good morning everybody, and welcome to York Racecourse. It's absolutely glorious. This area of York is known as the Knavesmire and is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful Yorkshire morning, and I have got Poppy and Maggie out here on the racecourse. There's Maggie and there's Poppy. I'm going to catch you in a minute because I've got somebody coming behind me. Saturday continues. Garden is tidy. I will leave the time lapse on. I ran out of bin space, but I'm definitely in my old mucky clothes because my lovely Kyoto top has now got bits of mud on it. However, I'm about to finish the quilt, which is one of my February commitments to get made in February, and I needed that because it had been going on a little bit. It's a little later because I wanted it to get done in half term, but it's the 27th of February and it will be done. So on to time lapse we go. And as if by magic, it's finished. It's just got the odd thread to trim off, which I will do later on, but it is finished. It has its edging on. I've lighted the corners. I'm really, really pleased with this. It's the first time I think I've been happy with a machine-made quilt that I've done. Maybe it's just experience, confidence. I haven't done any machine quilting probably for a while. I think my days of hand quilting are probably over, judging by the problems I've had with my fingers as I've done that. Rachel's just discovered the snowdrops. You're going to get us both.
That pile of snowdrops there just
Well, these are the ones that we watched. Poppy's just going to show you. When we started, Rachel, yeah, it was this clump here, and that was New Year's Eve.
Really?
When we first saw it, and we've just got the first one or two that are dying off now.
So pretty.
Somebody asked how long they last, and I said, I'm not quite certain. I said, because I think we take them for granted, don't we?
We do. They don't last very long. Only generally that sort of 3 weeks or so.
Well, yeah, these have died. Those have died off there, but. And the other thing is that if I just spin you all round back to past Rachel, over here we've had, whoops, over here, the dogs are all over the place this morning. Poppy straight, this way, come on, this way. They've done some clearing and they've taken out, there were a load of snowdrops in here, in this blank bit here, but all that will happen is that they will come back. They are so resilient that they've all been turfed out there. But they will all come back. Thanks, Poppy, that's right in the picture. But they just look, here you are, you see? They're already coming back. Those are snowdrops trying to stay alive. They are so resilient. Right, so it is a beautiful, I'm going to run and edit.
Beautiful morning.
It is a beautiful morning, and we were going to go down by the mine, and it's so sunny and there's nobody out, we thought we'd go straight to the temple. Oh no! And Puppy has to be on the left hand side. Rachel's got Maggie, and she is learning to run with a dog. So when Piper, you've got a dog, have you, Rachel?
You've got a dog?
You've got a dog! Piper will run too, but Piper won't be able to run until he's at least a year. So off we go. Hi there, so I'm back from my lovely run with Rachel, and it was just the most beautiful morning. We were out there literally as the mist was burning off the sunshine, and it's just such the most delightful way to start a Sunday. Just the company of a friend, chatting about our sewing, chatting about life, chatting about dogs. So now I'm home, I've had my breakfast, and I'm going to finish the editing of my video. It was very hard to put the video together because I didn't quite know how the format was going to work. So as I said at the beginning, I've done it as a diary of my sewing over the past, I think it's about 10 days. And for the rest of the day today, I'm going to make up the Judi Marionnaire top, which is one of the last of the Breton top challenges that I want to do, which was part of my March makes, and it won't take too long. And also I want to make another Isla top by Tessuto Patterns. I'll pop the Isla top in, let me just pop it there, pop the Isla top in. And the Isla top's got the most beautiful feature, and I'll pop a picture there of where my flowers are. I'll put a picture of the back. It's got a lovely top back part. It's actually only got 3 pieces. It's got the sleeves and the sides and the front. The front and the sleeves and the yoke are all cut in one piece, and they sort of fold over, and then the lower back is in another part. And I made one yesterday. Just lift this up so you can see it. It's got a little back wing there, and you've got no shoulder seams here, and this fabric came from Colville Fabrics. Just check them out on Facebook, absolutely lovely at Colville. So I'm sat here saying to sign off for this week with my quilt. There it is. I'm really pleased with it. Hannah came in yesterday and said, oh, I love it. Oh, I have to say I made one of these for Hannah as well. I made 2 last night. So I'm going to sign off, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to film making the Judi Marionnaire and put that as a separate video. But I'm actually going to do 2 Judi Marionnaire. I've got one for the February makes, but I've also got some more fabric that arrived, which is absolutely fantastic. So I want to make one, make certain it's fine, then I will make the second one. So I hope you've enjoyed what I've put together for this week, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.